Good afternoon, everybody. Chattering this stuff. Welcome to our 70th birthday for the senior citizens, the Ceduna Hospital Village Auxiliary. I'm mixing it up now. And we're delighted to have this birthday party and to celebrate with you all. We have a number of guests today. We have Shirley Lamb, who was Shirley Blumpson, who was Adeline Blumpson's granddaughter. Adeline was one of the early inaugural member of the auxiliary. Thank you, Shirley. Mark Comas, she's here somewhere. He's the son of Marge Comas, and Marge was also an inaugural member of the committee. And Marge, of all the committee that were at that created at that time, Marge is still the only living member alive.
Yes. She turned 96 the other week, apparently.
96. I knew there was a 90 somewhere, and I was a little bit hesitant to say anything. Thank you. And Bob Skinner is he is the son of Stella Skinner. That's correct, isn't it, Bob? Yes. The hospital auxiliary was established on the 1st of September 1930. As a result of the staff appealing to the community to support the hospital. The hospital was staffed by the Bush Church Aid Society, but the buildings and the land were the property of the District Council. The following women were present at the inaugural meeting: Mrs. Golding, Mrs. Dorothy Morrison, Lillian Hardy, Alison Sedgley, Kathleen Irwin, Evelyn Blass, Pat Dilton, Mrs. L.R. Goy, Maisie Wiseman, Mrs. I.E. Watson, Mavis Hounslow, Laurel Foster, Doris Chadwick, and that's Olive Burmeister, I've got a mistake here, S.E. Skinner, Marge Comas, Adeline Blumpson, Gladys Connell and Ruth Linky. Mrs. Betts was also part of that, Mrs. E. Gwen Betts, but she was an apology on that day. I should mention here that I did say that already, Mrs. Marge Comas is the only one of the original members still alive today, and at 96 you said. No. Office bearers elected on that day was the patron, Dr. Frida Gibson, President Olive Burmeister, Vice President I.E. Watson, Secretary Evelyn Glass, Assistant Secretary Mavis Hounslow. The objectives of the Constitution at that time was essentially the same as today, that is, to be of service to the hospital and staff in any emergency, in any way possible. To provide necessary comforts and equipment within the hospital for the benefits of the patients and staff at all times, cooperating with the staff. Raising the funds, at that time the BCA principles had to be adhered to in reference to raising the funds. No money was to be raised by dances, bridge parties, races or raffles. Raising the house. And the membership at that time was 2 shillings. In those early days there was a lot of sewing and mending carried out by those dedicated members. These days, of course, we live in a single-use age and the needs of the hospital and the village have changed. Now we raise money for more tangible items such as reclining chairs, urinalysis machines, weighing chairs, activity tables, garden equipment and tools, roller blinds, nicky pumps for the administration of analgesic drugs for the palliative care room, curtains for the North Lounge at the village, wall clocks, infant resuscitation cots, and the list goes on. Reading through old minutes brings forward some curious items that were requested or discussed. D. Martin asked if members would be able to help at the village on a Sunday in an emergency. It does not explain what that really was meaning. Matron Pocock asked if anybody had spare dripping. Matron Pocock asked if any members would like to help for 1.5 hours on a Sunday night to help with the kitchen to wash up the dishes. In 1980, after discussion, it was decided to stop making biscuits for the hospital in the village. Ivy Freeman wanted a quarter to a half, I suppose that's pounds, a half a bag of wheat for porridge. But it must be good, clean wheat. Then there was the story of the vibrator. Matron said that the vibrator was too strong to be used by the senior citizens as it was splitting the skin. It was agreed to sell it and appears to have been bought by the Western United Football Club for $100. 2 months later, Matron requested the purchase of a small vibrator. One meeting, Matron Favour requested attachments for the piped oxygen to be purchased for the hospital. The next week, Matron Holmes requested pot holders and more homemade marmalade, please, and 2 more mop buckets. And so the variety of requests continue, and usually what they asked for, they got. Since 2009, the auxiliary has provided equipment to the value of $40,697. Now,
that was for a 6-year period.
I was just talking to Andrew before that over the years we must have raised millions. I mean, what is the value of dripping? I mean, some things are more tangible than others. And we continue to fundraise. And as you know, we embarked on an ambitious project of upgrading the 12 rooms in the north wing of the village. Bathrooms in particular did not meet the aged care standards, with narrow doors and no space to use the lifting devices. And that is now so much part of providing safe care, not only for the resident but also for the staff, who must follow a no lifting policy. To date, we have successfully completed 8 of those 12 rooms, and fundraising is on track for the completion of the remaining 4. And we hope to start this next year. What will be our next project? Who knows? But there will be a need, and I'm sure we will meet that request. Participating in the auxiliary has been a rewarding, and I think for all of us members, and we all do what we can, when we can, depending on our own personal and family commitments. And for myself, I like to travel, so things have to fit in. I have been chairperson for the last 12 months, and but Kath Dunn was chairperson for 16 years, and so I'd like to, on behalf of everybody, thank her very much for her commitment to the auxiliary. And not to forget Janet Jacobson, who, as Secretary Treasurer, has guided us through various meetings. And we will work, Janet, with the constitutions and the rearrangement of the constitution, and it's a big job, and thank you. The village and the hospital is ours. And like our own homes, they need constant attention and care. Gardens need tending and rooms need painting. So I think we won't be too far away from having further requests for items that's needed by the residents and the staff. So thank you. Oh yes, I've got the best bit, haven't I? I have an interest in these two places. Now, I have an apology from June and Peter Gaydon. June is the daughter of Bomber Crisp, who was on the committee at one stage. And oh, was she? Yes. Yep. Okay, Mrs. Gaydon. And this is a small quote from June's apology letter. That she could not be here for the celebration, but she recalled her mother saying to Mrs. Truebridge, "Roma, little did you and I know when we were fundraising for this place that we would end up here." Okay. Andrew, I don't want to hold you up for your busy schedule. Would you like to perhaps say a few words now? And
yes, I'll speak loudly. Hopefully people can hear me, but I just wanted to acknowledge the 70 years of the auxiliary for the village and the hospital. It's an incredible achievement for an organisation, a small organisation really, to have such longevity, and on behalf of the staff of the village and the hospital and the residents, to really thank the auxiliary members, past and present, and hopefully future, for all the work that they've done and everything they've contributed. As we said, whilst we can put things in monetary values of items that have been donated and money that's been raised, I think it's immeasurable the amount of work and assistance that the auxiliary have given the hospital and the village over many, many years. So just want to thank everyone and congratulate everyone on today's celebration, and I hope you have a lovely day.
Would anybody else like to make some remarks?
I'd just like to thank you guys for everything that I've asked for in the last 16 years, I think, and we've got it, so for the benefit of the residents and of the village and Commonwealth.
Thank you, Tree. Thank you. Now I'm going to call on our Deputy Mayor, Ian Bergman, to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Claire, and congratulations to you and Janet for, I guess, organising this show today. Really,
and the rest of us.
Yeah, and the committee. It's a wonderful event for the Hospital Auxiliary to be able to celebrate their 70 years. Claire read out before that they couldn't raise money from racing in the inaugural meeting, but they would have turned in their grave if barrier number 18 would have come in. Well, the council would have got $50,000. On behalf of the council, I congratulate the auxiliary on the really exemplary work they've done over the years, and being able to celebrate their 70th anniversary, and all the people that come before them that have worked and assisted. Really wonderful, and we all need a hospital one day, so probably certainly well worth supporting. And on behalf of the council, thank you very much. Thank you.
Very much. Now you, Janet. Yep. I'd just like to hand over to Janet now. She's got some apologies to read.
Thank you very much for the invitation to celebrate 70 years. Done very well. I would love to come, but I'm pretty wobbly on my legs, but you all enjoy it. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Morning to Warsaw. Ceduna Hospital and Village Auxiliary, happy 70th celebration on a wonderful achievement. I wish you a very successful community afternoon tea, but regret I'm unable to attend. Sandra Tonkin. Thanks for the invite to the 70th birthday celebrations of the Ceduna Hospital and Village Auxiliary. Under normal circumstances, I would be delighted to pop over and show a Coma's face. But due to sickness in the family, we are unable to be here. We, on behalf of Marjorie and myself, please pass on our apologies to those going to the effort of organising the event, including yourself. Mum and I always loved a quick visit to Ceduna. Hope lots of love and best wishes, Loretta and Marge Comas. Loretta Cameron and Marge. Dear Jan DeClaire, thank you for the kind invitation to attend the 70th birthday celebrations. What a wonderful idea. Unfortunately, Peter and I won't be able to attend due to other commitments. We know it will be a great time of reminiscing and are sure that our mothers would be glad to hear that the auxiliary continues. Thank you again for asking us and wish you well for the day. June and Peter Garden. Thank you for the kind invitation to attend the community afternoon tea as you celebrate the years of supporting the Ceduna Hospital and Senior Citizens Village. Please record my apologies and best wishes as I will not be able to attend. Julie Coolan, formerly McCarthy. Janine, sorry. Thank you for your invitation to your 70th auxiliary celebrations. I have experienced the work and support of such a great group of women who work for the hospital and village in Ceduna. I congratulate you for reaching this milestone and I know you will continue. Sorry I will not be there in person, but will be in thought and wish you all the best. Julia Flavel. Thanks for the invite. Wish I could be there, but in Japan at the moment. Hope all is well and thanks once again for the invite. I remember Gran going to Red Cross but didn't realise she had the involvement here with the auxiliary. Love, Chris Sedovitny Burnett. Apologies, Janice Bryan, Marlene Beck, Alison and Lockie Betts, Wayne and Carmen Hovichter, Angie and Roger Freeman, Dolores Harris, Robbie Bitmead, Des and Elva Whitmarsh, Ken Maynard, Claire and Barry Trubridge, Glennis Skinner and Bill and Beryl Skinner. Thank you. Hopefully you all bought a raffle ticket. If not, there's still some left. And so we'll be drawing that during the afternoon tea. And if you just make sure your name's on the list of register, because it would be nice to have this in 70 years' time for the people that's running the auxiliary. So thank you very much for all your support, and especially to the wider community. The members of the auxiliary are really appreciative of what the people do within the community. Just for instance, we've just received $5,000 last week from the Seminar Silo Committee to put towards our renovations of our next room. So in the last couple of years they've given us $10,000, so that's just one group of people it's been amazing. And there's memorabilia on the table up there, some very interesting snippets, etc., a few photos and some clippings back from the West Coast Sentinel in 1936 when the foundation stone was laid by the CWA, and the celebrations of the opening of the hospital, and then there's another Gala Day celebrations. And in the Gala Day celebrations, I think it was, or no, the laying of the foundation stone, there was 750 people, and then one of the other functions there was 1,250 people back in those days. It was just amazing. People, the mayor from Port Lincoln came up. I think he must have been the Governor General, the Governor of South Australia, Sir.
Will it be Nori?
No, Richie, someone Richie. But anyway, I'm yet to Google that, I've run out of time. But lots of people that was there, it's very interesting. So thank you very much. Enjoy the afternoon tea.
Now we'll, just before we have our own afternoon tea, we will cut the birthday cake.
I'll bring my mum back.
Okay then, alright. Okay. We're going to invite Una Tuatha to cut the cake. She's going to come this way. Yep. Una is the oldest living person in Ceduna, at the age of 95. So.
Can you just move the table a little bit, please? It's not all for you. We've got to share. Grab a piece on the way past.
Now what?
Cut the cake in
We
pieces.
sing ourselves happy birthday. Now I invite you all to join for the afternoon tea. But perhaps we might like to wish ourselves happy birthday and sing happy birthday to the auxiliary.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear auxiliary. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Well done, ladies.
You don't have to stay in those straight rows. You can move your chairs and reorganise yourselves.
Sitting so we can grab it.